Good morning. It's currently the 11th of December 2019, and I thought it would be a good time to play a new game on old hardware. And not just that, because it's coming up to Christmas, I thought it would be great to play a new spooky Halloween game on old hardware, which isn't quite as weird as it first would seem, because you see, I have, the reason for this, and the reason you're seeing the Spectrum itself rather than a direct feed of the screen, is I have a physical copy of the game. So here it is. Pow. It's called UNHALLOWED, as you can probably read quite clearly, and it's published by Bitmap Soft, and the developer is Blurkatronic Software, which, for all intents and purposes, is a gentleman I know from the internet, from Eurogamer, called Blurkatron, if you want to look him up on the old Twitter. So this was actually released last Halloween 2018 to be precise. And he released it digitally then. And in between then and now, obviously got a deal with this Bitmap Soft and arranged for a physical release of the game, which is absolutely fantastic. So I did not hesitate to buy it. This isn't a freebie. I point out this is not a paid advertisement for the game. I have paid for this with my own money. £14 all in all. That's the game plus shipping. So, but I was very excited to receive it. It's UNHALLOWED is like my shaky hands. UNHALLOWED is a text adventure for the 1 to 8K only models of Spectrum. So if you've got one of the older 48K or even 16K models, this ain't going to work. 1 to 8K only. It needs all that extra memory, so it's got to be quite a big text adventure, eh? So what I'll do is, we'll take a closer look at this in a minute, but I'm going to leave a link in the description if you want to buy the physical copy of this game, or if you want to just try the game, Blurk has it up on his itch.io page for free download. So you can either download a nice tap file for use on an emulator, or I believe he's got a HTML version, so you can just play it straight from your browser. So yeah, let's take a closer look at the game. Comes in the plastic clamshell case, which wasn't a very standard style case, I found. I mean, like most of the common ones I had with a single. Hold on, let me just grab a quick one here. Most of the games I have come in like the single dual cases. I have like that, or big box, or big cardboard boxes, basically. Wrong way up. See, cardboard case, which 35 years on, I'm surprised still lives. But yeah, you'd get a few in these clamshell cases, so it was nice and authentic. Actually, I do have one here. There we go. Let's show you the authenticity of this new game by showing you an old game also in a plastic clamshell case. Authentic, yay! Right, okay. Weird little tangent over. So comes in this plastic clamshell case with all new artwork by a gentleman called Simon. Is it Phipps? Yes, Simon Phipps, there we go. So he's created brand new artwork for the game. I'll just do a quick scroll up of this spooky house. And a cat looking very unpleased. Will we find that cat later on? Let's hope so. Do you think we can stroke it? It doesn't look like we'll be able to. Now, as it says on the back, UNHALLOWED is a Halloween. Have I got this in the shot? UNHALLOWED is a Halloween short story adventure game for the 1 to 8K Sinclair ZX Spectrum. It's Halloween and you're on your way home from work, tired and hungry and wanting nothing more than to put your feet up in front of the TV. But something dark and evil lurks within your home, waiting for you to return. Unhallowed is a classic text adventure game with a few twists to make it more palatable for modern players. Dare you play? But yes, just to confirm, this game isn't going to work on 48K spectrums. You need the raw, massive storage power of a full 128 kilobytes of memory. Open it up. Got any instructions in here? None on the back of the cover. No little piece of paper inside. We just have one cassette tape and this lovely printed label. There we go again. What's actually on it? Oh, it's the cat again. Okay. So without further ado, then I guess I'm gonna shove it in there. Shove it in the old data corder, as it calls it, the tape deck. And away we go. So this is going to take 5 to 10 minutes or so. I'll see you then. Okay then, so we're on the title screen here. This is what you get as soon as it finishes loading. A Halloween short story by Blurkatron. At Blurkatron, that's his Twitter handle. Please go subscribe. Or follow, even. That's the word, isn't it? I'm in YouTube mode, sorry. Copyright 2018, Blurkatronic Software. Cassette release 2019, Bitmap Soft. Please do not distribute. I won't distribute it. Other than this video. It's been a long day and you're exhausted, but you're finally on your way home. As you step off the bus and walk the short distance to your front gate, you pass several groups of young children dressed in scary costumes, talking excitedly and swinging buckets full of sweets as they run from house to house, demanding trick or treat. Your work suit and tie must suggest that you're a poor mark for chocolate treats as they all pass you by. By the time you reach your house, the street is quiet and empty. And plus, you don't go up to random strangers demanding trick or treat. They're not going to be carrying chocolate, are they? Anyway, you close the gate and look up at your house, a small but well-kept late 60s terrace. The windows are dark, the house obviously empty, but after the slog of the day, you can think of little more than settling down in front of the TV and finally relaxing. As you fumble in your pocket for all your keys, you suddenly feel a chill and glance over your shoulder, sure that someone has walked up behind you, but there's no one there. You shrug the feeling off. It is Halloween after all. Time to get out of the cold. Front yard. The front yard of your house is small and tidy, filled mostly with low-maintenance shrubs so that you don't have to do much gardening. It is enclosed by a low wall with a wrought iron gate, and 3 steps lead up to the front door. Outside the yard, the street is quiet and dark. Now then, you'll notice here that a few words are now highlighted. And I believe the green ones, I didn't mention it before, but I did actually put a video of this up last year. So I have played a short amount of this already. So I know that when the words are in green, it means that you're a destination that you can go to. And then everything in yellow you can examine. So let's say examine street to begin with, just as an example. The street is cold, dark and deserted, lit by blah blah blah. I'm not gonna read it out. But what we can do is go front door. Oh, good God. Okay. Yeah, I can't type using a Spectrum keyboard. All the letters are not where you expect them to be. It's a QWERTY keyboard, of course, but they kind of they're shifted along a little bit on each different row, depending. So they're not quite as a modern keyboard. Not the same. So yeah, I'm forever missing. You unlock the door and quickly step through into the hallway, flicking the light switch as you go. The bulb illuminates and you smile. Home at last. All you want to do is order a pizza and collapse in front of the TV. You're fairly sure you've left a menu for the local pizza shop around here somewhere. So we're looking for a menu, highlighted in blue because it's an object. The hallway is long and gloomily lit by a somewhat underpowered bulb, but the radiator is hot and the room is pleasantly warm and welcoming, despite being a little more than an empty corridor. A doormat sits before the front door, while internal doors lead to the lounge and dining room. A fairly steep and narrow staircase leads up to the landing. Okay. If I wasn't playing this on video, I'd probably actually examine each and every one of these things and enjoy the writing, but let's push on instead. So I'm going to go dining room. I think that's where we need to go, right? Okay. Dining room. The dining room is the largest part of... Okay. So we got a table, sideboard, fireplace, hallway, kitchen. So hallway's where we come from. Kitchen is beyond the dining room. And we got an understairs cupboard, and a large window overlooking the backyard. But I'm going to examine the sideboard. The sideboard is where a menu is likely to be stored, if I remember correctly. Sideboard, dark wood. It has a number of drawers and cupboards, which are effectively a dumping ground for small things that you want to keep around, such as a menu. Okay, so drawers is highlighted in yellow. That means it can be examined. Examined. Oh God, I'm typing what I'm saying now. You see, this must be one of the quality of life things that the box talks about, is the different highlighting of the words. Because in traditional text adventures, you wouldn't get any of that. It'd just be all one colour. You'd have to discern, what you can examine, or it would just straight up list them at the bottom of the description. It would say you can't see a sideboard, just like a list at the bottom. But I think this is nice. Just highlighting it actually in the story, so you can pick them out for yourself. Oh, okay. Open drawers. Too busy chatting, not paying attention. Open. See what I mean about the typing? That's what you get for playing on real hardware. You slide open one of the drawers. Lying atop a pile of old letters and receipts is a menu for the local pizza shop, which you pick up. Now you finally order some food. Again, there we go. Normally, on these text adventures, you would then have to say, take menu. But no, we actually automatically took it because it's an important thing. So, I assume we can look at our inventory. Yeah, there we go. The keys are a mobile phone. I assume this was set in the 80s. Clearly not, unless it's one of those massive ones with a huge battery that you have to carry around with it. And a pizza menu. Examine menu. Okay, food. Okay, well, let's just use phone then. Let's just use the phone. Yes. You dial the number for the pizza shop. This is really scary so far. Menu in hand, ready to order. The call connects and begins to ring, but then a strange burst of static blasts out of the earpiece, startling you, and the line goes dead. You try to call again, but the phone just beeps and displays a no service message. Oh God, it is scary. You can't have pizza. That's my worst nightmare. Okay, hopefully there's something edible in the kitchen. Well then, let's go kitchen. Kitchen. Okay, the kitchen's very small and barely large enough to hold your fridge and microwave. Cupboard, bin, window that looks over the garden, accessed via the back door, while an internal door leads to the dining room. Okay, in that case. Well, first thing I'm going to do then is open the fridge and have a look, see what we got. Sighing, you open the door and retrieve a fairly unappetizing ready meal. It'll have to do, you suppose. No fresh vegetables in or anything like that. Okay. Is this going to work with... I don't know if this is going to work. Sometimes these games can be picky about what you do. No, that's it. You tossed the tray into the microwave and started up with an unhappy sigh. This wasn't the way you had imagined the evening going. After a few moments, a somewhat unpleasant smell begins to fill the air, and you find you've... okay. So you burnt your meal. Okay. Oh, ooh. However, you hear the letterbox clatter, an unusual sound this late in the day. Your first trick-or-treaters of the evening, perhaps? So far we've had no pictures that are quite often. Back in day, you'd get one of these games, and they would have like they were pretty crudely drawn pictures because the Spectrum wasn't exactly a graphics powerhouse, but you'd get the images along with it anyway. But now it's well written enough. Enjoy. Use our imaginations. Geeho. No. Go. Hall way. I have to actually look at what I'm typing. As you enter the hall, you notice that someone has dropped a card through your letterbox. It is Christmas. Okay. Well, have we not? This is what I was talking about before. When I said it would list at the bottom all the stuff that you can see. Well, it's just done it now. So I guess Unhallowed does do that actually. But we will take the card. And we will examine the card. Oh, it looks like a regular delivery card, but has a strange greasy feel to it that makes you want to wash your hands. Yeah, it does. It makes me want to wash my hands, and I'm not even holding it. There is no company name, just a single word scrawled in untidy red characters across the front. Outhouse. You frown. A package? You hadn't ordered anything. And what on earth is an outhouse? Do they mean the shed? Is this some kind of Halloween prank? All the same, you think you better check. Well, okay, go. Dining room. Okay, back and forth, back and forth. I hope there isn't too much back and forth in this. I don't remember. It's been a year since I played it. Go kitchen. Key. Go. Back. Door. Okay. Slightly confused, you open the back door and peer out at the shed. The door is closed and nothing seems amiss. Did someone really deliver something for you? Garden. Okay. The garden is narrow and surrounded on all sides by high walls. It does feature a small patio. I wonder if someone's buried under there. Like Brookside, you remember that? Yeah. And a somewhat overgrown floral border. The outside light is broken and much of the garden is lost in darkness, but you can see your dilapidated shed and a wooden gate at the far end. Okay. Well, we'll go shed then. Go ahead. No, not go ahead. Go shed. Go shed. Okay, shed door, a rattled up sturdy padlock. Okay. So we need the key for the padlock. What could that be then? It's not in the sideboard. Oh, do you know, I've completely forgotten where it would be. On the stairs cupboard. It's in green, so we go cupboard rather than it's a separate location. Okay. Shelves. Examine shelves. You're sure the shed key should be here, but it isn't. Sighing, you realise it must have fallen on the floor again. It's too dark in here to be able to find it easily. You're going to need a torch. I bet if we examine the phone, it's got a torch built in. It's the latest model Sinclair ZX phone. Ugh. Now that is a nightmare. Imagine a universe where Sir Clive Sinclair is still inventing and making electronic devices instead of failing miserably after the Sinclair C5. Do you remember the Sinclair C5? Have you ever heard of the Sinclair C5? I'll put a quick let's say I'll put a quick video up of it in. This weird little electric bike thing that you expect you to ride in heavy traffic. The battery lasted about 10 minutes on the damn thing, and it was terrible, and it failed, and that was pretty much it as far as Sinclair went. Well, you imagine a world where he succeeded, and with that kind of eccentric, that kind of eccentric design, he's making phones that we use, and I don't know what else. Maybe he would make flipping, I don't know, tablets and TVs and monitors and, oh god, game console. No, you don't make a game console. He hated the idea. Anyway, so yeah, it's almost out of battery and could use a charge. Well, use phone. Yeah, there we go. Okay, you activate the phone's torch and shine it into the pile of shoes, old magazines, and God knows. Sorry, I'm still thinking about the scary world at Sinclair. God knows what else piled under your shelves, and almost immediately you spot the small rusty key which opens the shed doors. You take the rusty key. I'm gonna take that rusty key and go a dining room. Go kitchen, back and forth we go. Go garden, key garden, go. Yeah. Gonna stop typing G. Not kitchen, go shed. Shed. Ah, it uses the key automatically. Great, okay. I thought I was gonna have to figure out how to use the key. Right. You turn the key and the padlock clicks open. Tell yourself that it's impossible. That there's no way that there'll actually be a package inside. The gate was bolted and the shed was locked. But as you step through the door, you realise that goosebumps are rising on your skin. It's almost as if you can sense it before you see it. The package sits in the middle of the shed floor as the card promised. Okay. Take the mysterious package. I'm not typing mysterious because I know I'll be able to spell it even though it's there. Package. You approach the package cautiously, kneeling down to get a better look in the gloom. It is about the size of a large book. It probably is a book. And wrapped in plain brown paper. The name is written across the front in an untidy red scroll similar to the writing on the delivery card. You reach for the card, intending to compare the two, but find that you no longer have it. You must have dropped it somewhere in the garden. The circumstances are pretty odd, but it does seem to be just a normal package. You pick it up and feel its heft. It's fairly solid and weighty, and nothing rattles when you gently shake it. Shrugging, you decide to take it to the dining room table and open it in the light and warmth of the house. Back we go. Go garden first because we're in the show. Okay, go garden. Go kitchen. Go dining room. Open package. You carefully place the package on the table and tentatively tear a small piece of paper from one corner. You are still unnerved by the circumstances of its arrival, but curious as to what is inside. The tear reveals a corner of what appears to be a large black book. You're about to continue when you suddenly realise what it is that's been bothering you. Although your name is scrawled across the front of the package, that's all that's written there. No address. A sudden chill runs down your spine. What is this? You stare at the package for a moment, uncertain what to do next. The book obviously wasn't delivered by a real courier, and whoever left it knows who you are. But who would do this? Why go to the trouble of breaking into your shed? Something about the whole situation makes you decidedly uneasy, and you decide that you won't play along. Just put the package straight in the bin. At that precise moment, someone begins knocking loudly on your front door, and you practically jump out of your skin. catching your breath. You deride yourself for being so stupid. It's Halloween, for God's sakes. It'll just be some kids. If it was Mischief Night, then that would be a different matter altogether. Leaving the package behind, you rush into the hall, the hammering continuing as you move. All right, I'm coming, you yell, throwing the door open. The knocking stops immediately, the silence almost deafening. There is no one there. The garden and the street beyond it are empty. You stare at the street for a moment before quietly closing the door. Standing in the hall, growing angrier by the minute, someone is obviously playing stupid tricks on you. But then there's another loud thud, this time from behind you, and you freeze. Is there someone else in the house with you? Slowly and quietly, you creep back along the hall and cautiously look through the door into the dining room. The package is open, and the book that was inside is nowhere to be seen. It's not the Necronomicon, is it? Oh God, I hope not. The wrapping paper has been shredded, but whoever did it is no longer here. You grab your phone and start for the front door again, intending to get out of the house and call the police. Good plan. But the phone is still showing no service. And as you move, there is another loud thump, this time from upstairs. Suddenly, you're furious again. This is your home, and you refuse to be driven out as part of some ridiculous joke. You set out to find and confront the intruder in person. Okay, so we're back in the dining room. Oh, can we take the wrapping paper? I'm going to put it in the bin. Okay. It was me going to be nice and tidy. Oh no, we're in the dining room, so we want to go the hallway. Although, from that last part of the story, he had gone into the hallway, so as he walked back into the hallway, so we want to go the landing, which is upstairs, basically, up the staircase. Right, the landing is tiny, basically a small floor, just to the left is the door to your bedroom, while to the right is your office. The staircase stretches out below you, leading to the hallway, so that's where we just came from. Let's go to the bedroom then, because that's where the action happens. Right. Yeah. You push the bedroom door, but to your surprise, it resists, as if someone is pushing back from the other side. Pushing harder, you hear the sound of pounding rain, and a cold wind begins to blow through a small crack that you've managed to open. Panicking, you ram your shoulder into the door and push as hard as you can, finally managing to open the gap wide enough to slip through. The door slams shut behind you. Bedroom. The bedroom is an assault on the senses. The lights are out, making it difficult to see exactly what is happening, but somehow the window is wide open, and a sudden, furious storm is blowing through it, whipping your clothes and drenching you in spray. You shield your face against the torrent and squint into the blackness. A small, black cat arches its back at you from the sheltered spot beneath the window. And well, that must be the cat from the front cover then, eh? We've got the house, we've got the cat. Can we pet the cat? Hold on. Pet cat. You can't do that. You cannot pet the cat. I'm devastated. Examine cat. The cat is black and appears to be wearing a collar, but it's too dark to make out any more detail. You don't recall seeing it before and have no idea how it could have gotten into the house. The window would be too high for it to reach even if you left it open. Okay, so we're being told specifically here that deal with the window. Okay. Well, we'll close window. As you advance, the cat arches its back even more, its fur standing on end as it hisses and spits. You hesitate and take a step backwards. As you do, you stumble over an object on the floor behind you and fall flat on your backside. As you scramble back to your feet, kick the object again and catch a glimpse of what appears to be a book. The book? Or a book? The cat screeches loudly and presses itself flat up against the wall. The cat does not like the book. We are going to take the book. You reach out in the darkness and grab the book, and instantly realise you've made a mistake. The cover is icy cold, yet somehow sticky. Oh. And although you try to open your fingers and drop it again, you just find that your hand won't respond. Oh God. Well, what type of book? Oh, wait. A sticky book in the bedroom. Is it an adult magazine? Oh, it definitely was a mistake to pick that up. Oh. As you begin to panic, the cat hisses and spits one last time before turning tail and hurtling off into the darkness. As you turn, intending to give chase, but suddenly you realise you feel very strange. Yeah, I would too if I just picked up a sticky book from your bedroom. Oh. Okay. A red mist creeps into the edges of your vision, and the room begins to spin. The howl of the wind and rain recedes into the distance, and you realise you're actually going to faint. I mean, it's not that disgusting. But still. As you stumble and fall, and the blackness claims you, your last thought is that even now you can't let go of the book. It's a real page turner, this one. I can't put it down. Somewhere in the distance, you hear the toll of a bell. Okay. Slowly the fog begins to clear, and you realise that you're freezing cold and lying on the floor. Groaning, your head pounding, you reach into your pocket for your phone, but it's not there, and neither are your keys. Not only that, but something feels wrong. As your eyes regain focus, it takes a few seconds for you to realise what it is. You're no longer in the bedroom. Your first thought is that you somehow stumbled down to the kitchen, and to all intents and purposes, this does appear to be your kitchen, except it isn't. The layout is familiar, but the similarities end there. The air is thick with the stench of rotting food, and the floor you're lying on is smeared with dirt and grease. Oh, he's ended up in my kitchen. Okay. Where the hell are you? My kitchen. And how did you get here? And what happened to that damn book? Well, you can put it down a second. Okay. The kitchen is similar to your own, but is in a horrific state of disrepair. Rubbish litters the floor, and thick yellow grease coats the fridge and microwave. The cupboards are all missing their doors, and the window has been boarded over, and the reinforced glass in the back door splintered into a crazed mosaic pattern. Through the internal door you can see a similarly grimy dining room. I couldn't say that then. Okay. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to go poking through the cupboards or anything. Let's just go to the dining room. Having seen the kitchen, the last thing you want to do is explore the rest of this place. You really... Okay. So, despite saying dining room, the game, Blurk, he wants us to go to the back door. You try the handle, but the door is locked, and despite it... Oh, okay. Hold on, let me just... I guess I am going to go looking through the fridge and the cupboards. I'm going to look in the fridge again. This could be a mistake. The fridge is so disgusting on the outside that you barely dare touch it. Grimacing, you hook the door handle with a single finger and pull the door open a centimetre. A stench which immediately emanates from within makes you retch. You slam the door closed again without investigating further. Open cupboard. Examine window. You surmise the window has been broken, hence the rough paint-stained boards, which have been... Oh yeah, of course, it's nail shut across it. The job is poor enough that there are several gaps, but they reveal only an inky blackness. Well, that only leaves the microwave. To all intents and purposes, this could be your microwave, but... Okay, open microwave. Ha! Grimacing, you push the button, and the door swings open. As it does, you take a step back, covering your mouth and nose and trying your best not to retch. Inside is a dead rat, bloated and stinking, its bulging eyes seeming to stare straight at you. And for some reason, you cannot even begin to fathom your keys are lying alongside it. The rat wanted to get out of the house. Holding your breath, you quickly grab them and slam the door shut again. Okay, well let's at least get to the front door. So I'll go to the dining room. Oh, okay. Ahaha! You look at your keys and then the locked door, knowing there's no way your keys could unlock this door, but somehow also knowing that they will. No, okay, fair enough. Your back door key fits the lock and turns smoothly with a click. Heart racing, you pull the door open just a few centimeters. Immediately, there is a high-pitched howl, and a small black shape tears past you and disappears through the dining room door. That'll be the cat again. You almost scream yourself, but the explanation suddenly becomes obvious. It was a cat, most likely the same one that was in your bedroom earlier. You exhale loudly, kicking yourself for being so jumpy, and open the door wider. A perfect, silent blackness awaits you. There is nothing outside. Absolutely nothing. Void. You stare in open-mouthed disbelief for what seems like hours. The blackness is absolute, pure. You have never seen in your entire life anything quite so perfectly empty. You almost want to touch it, but something in the back of your mind tells you that if you did, you wouldn't be able to stop. You'd step out into the void and never come back. Instead, you slowly close the door again, wide-eyed, afraid to look away for even a second. As the door clicks back into the frame, you realise that you've been holding your breath for a very long time, and suddenly you're doubled over and gasping for air. What is this place? How the hell did you get here? And how on earth did you get back? It seems you have little choice but to explore the rest of this house. Okay. Well, on that bombshell, I think I'll leave it there. I think we've seen enough. I don't want to spoil the entire game. But yeah, I mean, I was enjoying that myself, actually. The box promised some, what was the exact wording? Let's find the exact wording. The box promised a few twists to make it more palatable for modern players. And, you did see that. I appreciated the fact that certain words were highlighted, and that made it easier to parse what you could be, examining, where which locations you could go to, and what you could take and what were items and all that. So that was appreciated. I appreciated, it unlocked the shed automatically because it knew I had the correct item rather than making me type use keyword shed and things like that. So that was good. So yeah, that it seems to be, a good modern take on a text adventure game that you can still play on your older computer. I'm to understand there's a Commodore 64 version in production as well, being ported by someone else. Sorry, I don't have your name right now. So if you have a Commodore 64, you'll be able to check that out probably next year sometime. But like I say, if you want to buy the Spectrum version yourself, a physical copy, I'll stick the description. I'll just stick a link in the description. I'll also stick a link to blurtitch.io page, so you can go there and download the game for free for any ZX Spectrum emulator. Or again, I believe there's a HTML version you can just play in your browser. So yeah, I enjoyed that. check out yourself, why don't you, if you're interested. But until next time, thank you for watching. If you've made it all this way, please give the video a like, subscribe if you haven't already, maybe ring that bell for notifications and share, and all that YouTube nonsense. And until I see you again, bye bye, be well.